Lisa, you're
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our followers. Thank you all for your continued support and love on our pages. Okay. Let's get down to business. Welcome to our first episode of
we have
We Set
set the
the
trend.
Trend. Okay, we are your hosts, Lisa Marie and
Barbara, we are ready and excited to tell you all about the online business that shape our lives, the business that help us reach our goals that we once thought was only a dream. Leaders working in the online space, we all saw an ad or heard from a friend or a family about this business, took action, work on our business like we would work our regular grind, and is now here to lay it all out so you too can determine if this you're ready to shape your future for you and your family. We set the trend. We have broken down the barriers in the online space, and we are all coaches, all Jamaican coaches. I want to emphasize that we are all Jamaican coaches. Nothing happened by chance. God is faithful and just. He sent rain on all of us and want all of us to prosper and be in good health.
And what a way that worked out, eh, Barbara? We invited various Caribbean coaches to join us tonight. And guess what? Team Jamaica answered the call. So thank you all. Them say we look about with Talawa, and I didn't even realize as we were reaching out to all the coaches how many Jamaican coaches were in our online space. Definitely, we have set the trend.
Okay, Lisa, let's jump in and get this started. We are just going to ask you all to introduce yourself and tell us about your journey.
Hey guys, so I am Samantha. Boy, this is a long story, but let me see how we can best spice it up at the same time, kind of shrink it down and really get to the meat of the matter. I came to Canada 8 years ago as an international student, studying Jamaica, studying Argentina, lived there for a while, then migrate to Canada. Anyways, long story short, you left yard and you want to come a foreign, come live big bad foreign. And the whole idea is that when we come here, me would I make a crap load of money and me would I live my best life and me could build big concrete house a yard and where I hit that. Only to come to find out, say, I never saw a story go because when I came here, I never understand that it would be so hard. So in the first couple of years, first year I came as a student, live in a basement apartment, literally sleep on the floor, no lie, for a pretty long time and struggle. And what I think one thing, well, the biggest thing in my mind was that I go to school today and I cook tin mackerel and rice and all I like tin mackerel and rice, right? Sorry, my teacher said to me, say, oh, Miss Rowe, please don't bring back that fish in the class. Like everybody's talking about the fish. And in that moment, like my heart dropped because me understand like what me put myself into. And me realize that boy, the journey and now gonna be easy. Finish school and got a work permit and a work. I'm like, holy crap, like, so this is a hand to mouth kind of business. And I realized that okay, that not gonna cut the dash either. And then me get married and I say, okay, well, you can't get married and I bring nothing to the table, So I said, okay, well, me have to look into something. And bear in mind, I have 2 degrees when I make me not a dime. So I said, all right, then. And then boom, just like that, I found this online business. And right before me find the online business, the one news that many people would have heard me talk about this story would change my whole perspective on life was when I find out that my mother went into heart failure. And like for anybody who truly know my mother is my everything because I watched this lady work our whole entire life. And my mother would go to work like 7, 8, 9 morning and my mother not come back home till 7, 8 at night. And we are talk about Sunday to Sunday, birthday, Christmas, every day. And me kind of pick up that work ethic from her when me get the news that like you put a pep in my step. And that was when I started my business. And here we get into the business now. It was the toughest first year. That's the truth. Growth took me over a year for me to see that in my business. It had nothing to do with anybody. It has solely to do with me because I feel like in the first year, I made more concern, I should say, about what people are going to feel about me. And I put my face on social media and also what people really are gonna like me not sure if people are gonna like me never have the confidence. And then me say, well, when me say my mother bills am a pile up and my bills am a pile up to me a $4 million student loan a yard, me say, okay, well, me have to go make a change. Me not really care what people think. And that was when things started taking a shift. When I say a shift, I mean a major shift. And even until today, to be honest with you guys, me still struggle. But the truth is, it struggle when me feel now when me did a work for somebody, because this week actually my last week being employed by an employer. After me come back from a trip, I will never, never, ever, ever go back to working for another human being. I will be my boss, and I am dictating my hours moving forward, and I am dictating how much I am worth. And me know for a fact that I am not worth $700 a week, not for the knowledge I may have and not for the intelligence. And me feel that same exact way about every single person on this live right now and people that are watching this live right now too. And me take full control of my own life and my own future. And from that day until today, I started my business in 2020. And even when me struggle in the first year, I've never one time think of quitting. And from that year 2020 until today, and sit down and looking at it. Even yesterday, me I talk about it. I said, if I had not started this business, what the heck would I be doing? Maybe on my third job right now. Me both of my shoulders them would have gone, my back would have gone, and still would not have achieved anything. So my business has brought me such a far way, attaining things, worldly possessions too that I love, and also spending family time with, especially with my husband, traveling, especially with my mother, knowing that if my mother called me tomorrow morning and said to me, say, Sam, like she called me other day and she said, Samantha, the TV mashup. And I said, all right, mommy, no worry about it. I got you. Yeah, I'm a girl. And just like that, we could have purchased a TV and a fan. Had I been holding down only a 9 to 5, I could not do that. And this is not to brag. It is really just to say that when you believe in yourself and you can work for yourself and trust the process of what you're doing, anything is possible. That's my little 2 cents.
Wow. And I remember the first time I met you in Toronto, I was like, wow, you guys are so amazing. I met you in Pettigay and I was like, oh my gosh, am I on the wrong team? And I just gravitate and I started following your story. And trust me when I say I am so like, wow. Even when you did your presentation, you told us like where you're coming from. I was like, no. And people come into this business and they think, oh, right away it's going to kickstart. No, 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 no. Good things, you got to work hard for it, and sometimes you don't have to work as hard for it, but sometimes you have to work extra hard for it, and once it starts to work, it starts to work. And you just came back from vacation, no, Sam?
No, I'm going Friday.
You're
Saturday. Yeah, I'm going to Jordan, Egypt, and Dubai. I'll be away for 3 weeks.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
man.
guys, do you hear that? She's going away. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And this is your last week.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
After Friday, done. I'm done. Yeah.
What a story. What a
man.
story. Barbara, did you want to say anything before the next person?
Samantha, Samantha's story is always like give me goosebumps, and I can't stop every time she speak about her story. It's bringing me back to my days growing up, and I hear my story, but Sammy's story always trigger something in me. You see, Lindsay, if you know one good, you know it's a run. All right. When you put in effort, you get results. Blessing to you, Samantha.
And big up
Keep
yourself.
pushing.
Thank you very much.
And so now,
sorry, Barbara, can I say too? And Samantha's been on the leadership board along with some of the other coaches here. Oh my
it's
God.
so
and
nice
Jody.
to two Jamaicans. Big up
Mhm.
Jody. Yeah, like it's so nice. I believe I said this to Pet. I don't remember if I said it to Erica, but sorry to cut you off, ladies. But
That's
I
okay.
remember when we started our business in 2020, and I said, this is no shade, no. This is just me saying. You see all the other colors them up there, you see all the
Yes.
other races. And it's nice, it's nice. But when you look and you see two Jamaicans, you're like, who is it? Like
Yes.
one little tiny island and do that.
At the same time, yeah.
It's very humbling, and it's such a nice thing to see. And if you also feel like too, for new business owners coming on board, is set a nice precedence for them,
It
so that they
does.
can say, okay, well, I mean, we have to follow the trend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a nice thing to see, honestly.
We set the trend.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know, Sam, you started a year after me, but I had taken a few years break. I remember when I started, there was none of us. Like I could count on my hand how many of us was in the community. So
True.
to see that, wow, we have so many, just 7 coaches right now, right? That speaks volumes. It really does. Thank you so much, Sam.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Okay, hi guys. I am Pettigay Sterling. I am from the beautiful island of Jamaica. I am your favorite country girl. Yes, I am a country bumpkin, as they would say. I'm from Brownstone, St. Anne. I am a mom of 3, so 2 girls and a boy. And I moved here 16 years ago, to be exact. And life did not go according to plan. You know, as Samantha mentioned earlier, you come here and you're expecting that you have this idea in your head of how things are going to look. You want I want to say American dream, but we're living in Canada, so it's the Canadian dream, right? Greener pastures. However, 2 years into being here in Canada, I was homeless with my 3 kids. Marriage failed, having to move into a shelter, and having to be there for 6 long months trying to get my life together. One of the hardest things I've ever done. Fast forward to 2021 when things changed, and it changed for the better. Meaning, well, to be honest with you, I'm going to talk to the individuals now that are skeptical, because skeptical was me. So for those of you that don't know, Samantha and I are best friends, okay? Best friends. And I remember when Samantha started this business, I was one of those individuals that said, Samantha, what you do? Don't do that. You can't trust them people online. What you do? And she went ahead and she did it. I, on the other hand, being shy, well, I lacked confidence. I would not do what I'm doing now, like being live on camera. I ventured into the retail markets because I wanted to hide behind the scenes. I wanted to, put up pretty pictures and, do everything behind the scenes. However, that did not go according to plan. So after a year of I came to Canada 8 years ago. They do everything behind the scenes. However, that did not go. Okay, we have a little technical
difficulties.
We're normal people, right?
Right. So,
Barbara.
Anyhow, so running that business for a year, it not going anywhere, still struggling with my 9 to 5. I had to do something else. And here's the thing. I didn't do it because, I have to do something else. I did it because I was forced to. So back in August of 2021, when I started, my boss had given me an ultimatum. Basically saying, Peta, if you don't comply with our new policies that we have implemented by September 7th, you will no longer have a job. Now, what that did to me was it took me to a place of where I thought I had that level of security when I moved here, and having that rug pulled from beneath me once again. At that point, I said, you know what, I'm fed up. I'm tired now. There's no way I'm going to allow another individual to have this level of control over me. So was I scared? Absolutely. I was terrified. I remember picking up the phone and I called Samantha, Mr. Sam, you see the business? What you do? Me ready. No, I didn't even say the business. Mr. Sam, me ready. And she said, Pet, what's wrong with you? You just call me out of the blue and just say you're ready. Ready for what? She said, just so random. And I said, the business. What me need for do? How me start? Because at that point, I knew no one ever will have that much control over me ever again. And so I hit the ground running. I started my business within 7 days, and I haven't looked back since. It has now been 3+ years. And guys, I'm going to tell you this. It's one of the best decisions if not the best decision I could have ever made for myself and my family. For years, my kids and I, we struggled. I struggled to put food on the table. I struggled to pay my bills on time. It was a constant living from one payday to the next one, moving things around, going into overdraft. That was my life. That is no longer my story. That is a thing of the past. Now I can say I went from worrying about what retirement would look like, because when you really sit down and do the maths, if you're living from one payday to the next one, you don't have, what are you going to save? There's nothing for you to save. So I couldn't say, okay, I'm prepared for retirement. And when I look like what my retirement plan would look like, it was a joke. If me can barely survive on the paycheck, can you imagine me trying to wait until I'm 75 to retire? That is ludicrous. So I knew right away that once I looked at this business model and I saw what it offered, I knew right away I had struck goal. One, my kids are set for life. Two, I am set up for retirement. So I'm no longer worried about what that will look like for me. I now have a way out. One of the biggest things for me though, I want to say, and the reason why it's one of the biggest moments for me in this business is because it was something that I dreamed of for so long. So for years, I wanted to take my kids on a vacation, like all of us going together, right? Because you know how it go. You save up one little money and you go, right? But you go by yourself. Or you save up one little money, and because I'm a single parent, I said, okay, well, you can't go with a relative. I can't pay for one go this time, right? However, for the first time since 2009, my kids and I all got on a flight together, right? And we all went on vacation. And the reason why that time was so special to me, because it was the first time we were actually able to do that. And I remember being on that flight and I look across, I'm like, oh my God. And then I got to the hotel room, because like at that point, I'm still like, somebody pinched me. This is real. And I remember getting to the hotel room that night and I saw my kids laying there, looked across. And guys, I'm not afraid to tell you, no, I bawled like a baby. I bawled like a baby, because being a mom where you're struggling to make ends meet, you're wondering, okay, you look at your kids, they need certain things and you can't provide, that hurts. That hurt me to the core. So now being able to do that for them, the joy it brings, the joy, you know? So I'm not gonna ramble on no more. Thank you so much for listening to me. This business is amazing. It is life-changing. However, it does take work. So you have to be serious about it. You have to be intentional. And guys, I understand that a lot of you may sit there and say, oh, I have the confidence. I did not. I was terrified when I started. I had no clue what I was doing. However, this system that we have in place, the training and everything, that's all you need. All you need. And look at prayer. Prayer too. Okay? Thanks.
I love that. And Pat, as a single mom as well, I have twin boys. And I'm telling you, it's the same thing. You feel as a parent, like, am I failing my children when you can't even provide the necessities? When you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're like trying to stretch the little that you have and it's not covering everything. And it's so rewarding as well. We went to Mexico and they just sprawl out on the bed. And then they're like, we went to Jamaica the following year or 6 months later. And now they're like, Mom, are we going back to Jamaica? I said, excuse you guys, right? But it's such a rewarding feeling. And I totally get when you say it's such a rewarding feeling, and just having that control, like you said, life is, nothing's promised. At any time, your employee can come and say you're done, you're fired, for no reason. They're cutting left, right, and center. Barbara, I think you had posted robots is now doing Uber delivery, right?
Yes,
so at
exactly.
any point, your job is not secure. Take control of yourself. Yes, Barbara.
I could just hear the emotion that boils up in Petra.
She did all ball. Sorry, Barbara.
I know, I could hear it, but look at the bright side.
Yes.
You're born poor, but you're not dead poor.
No,
Jody
absolutely
saying
not.
that.
Yeah.
That's guys, when I say to you, I used to I have 4 girls. I was married before my marriage now. And and that was my first husband, my first 2 daughters. My other 2 daughters I struggled because I was literally a single parent. I like every 6 months I used to move from where I live. I mean, every 6 months I put it in and no nothing money and stability. Trust me. When I said my story is basically the same story like Samantha. I mean it. You wouldn't even want to sit with me a day and let me tell you my story. All right? One room house. One room house. This business is, trust me, I now send my daughter to college out of my pocket because of this business. You understand? So as I said, this business just push you to be the better you. And Peter, this is what it has done for you. And now I want to see that smile because you're at a better place right now. You know, you can't keep a good woman down.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And she's our newest coach, right? I think.
Yes.
Yes, newest.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you,
Pet.
sweetheart. Thank you.
All right, let's go on, Erica.
Wanna carry me off and make my ball today. Oh my goodness. That is why I say now, guys, me not stop share it. And when I say that, people are like, what is so special about this business? They wouldn't even understand the fact that this business is literally changing lives. And not just one person, this is generational. You understand? My situation was a life and death situation. That's how I started this business. And honestly, I don't want to come on here and cry today, but better get your
Pour
story.
it out, girl. Pour it out. Pour it out.
Whew. Today I actually did a video and I said, no one is coming out of life alive. And so many people wouldn't even understand how much when I say that straight from the heart. When I became a registered nurse, I met in a car accident as a child, and that situation changed my life. And nobody couldn't tell me that I would have left nursing under 17 years to do this business online. I saw this opportunity a year before I started. Sorry, guys, to get emotional, but sometimes you just have to let it out. A year before I started, and I was skeptical at first, because, yeah, I come to Canada and I have my nursing career and I was on maternity leave. I'm going to go back to my job. Like, what me I worry about? You know, go back to my job. But I knew within my heart that this was not it. You see, when you have a calling on your life and you love what you do, and when you go into that environment and you realize that you are not so much of a change agent, like you're not impacting lives the way that you want to. When you love what you do, it affects you in a different way. And that was what nursing was doing for me. I love it. Even to today, I love the profession. But I felt like I was breaking down. I felt 10 years older. And so what made that change for me, I was pregnant in 2020. And I haven't really said this to anybody. Samantha knows my story. I went into cardiac failure right after I gave birth, and I had to be rushed back to the hospital. The same hospital I worked at under emergency circumstances. Newborn baby under 1 week. And when I was on that cardiac unit, remember guys, I'm a registered nurse, I'm a ICU nurse and a emergency room nurse. So I knew the seriousness of the situation. And lying on that bed with the cardiac monitor and wanting to express the milk, a little bit TMI here, and not being able to, because I had all those wires on me. And I look up into the ceiling and I say, God, I don't want to return to this. May I beg you for your way out. And I prayed My husband couldn't come to visit me. I have a 5-year-old at home and a newborn baby. And I prayed and I prayed. And I remember the ad that I saw for this business. Came back home, forgot about it for a little bit. And then I saw someone else pop up on the screen talking about, she was a young mom, 3 kids, and she was talking about the fact that she and her husband no longer working. And I'm like, God, I have been praying. I wonder if this is the prayer that you're answering for me. And this is the thing, guys. Sometimes we pray, but because it's not coming out the way that we want it to, we push it aside and we say, no, sir, this is not it. Wrap up in the nice little gift box and put on your doorstep. You're like, no, this is not it. And I clicked on the ad, registered, watched the webinar. Everybody start from the beginning. None of us came in here having previous knowledge of how to run a business. We all started from the beginning, right? Because every expert was once a beginner. And I took my step. The first year, like Samantha, I struggled. And that is why having so many of us Caribbean people in here supporting each other, we don't know the blessing that this is. It is such a blessing to have like-minded people, who own people we can talk to, we can call upon and say, Jermaine, Jody, Petage, Lisa, Barbara, Sammy, help me out with this. The training itself is world-class, top of the line. The mentorship, the coaching, everything that they provide, that they put. When they thought about this business, guys, it was well thought of, right? So when you see us come here, we are not actors, we are real people. I'm a mother of 3. I'm a wife. My husband lost his job over a year ago, and at this business, let me talk to Uno like the Jamaican I am, at this business take care of our bills. This very same business. So skeptical, I understand that. I understand. But change happens, our desired change happens when you put in the work, when you take action. Now wait until your mom is sick, like Sammy, or like Petage when it was last resort, or like me being on the hospital bed looking up in the ceiling with a newborn baby at home and a 5-year-old. Now wait until that happened to you. And then that's when you're going to decide that you need to do something about it. You know, listen to what we are saying, man. We are not own people. And we are coming here and we are telling us that this business work. It legal, it legit. All right? I'm going to stop here, so because if I continue talking, a ceremony of go start take offering.
Erica, I'm gonna pay offering to that.
Right? Wow, Erica, I've never actually heard your story, and I am so moved, so moved by it. And I thank you for being so vulnerable to share that. And one thing I get from you is you could be skeptic. That's okay. But what is your desire? What is your desire? Let your desire be stronger than all the skeptic thoughts in your mind, right? To try a thing. And the one thing I really love that you said is sometimes we ask God for something, and because it doesn't come the way we ask him for it, we dismiss it, right? And he keeps showing us the sign over and over and over and over again, and we keep dismissing it, right? This could be the sign that you've been asking for, but you have to take a chance on yourself.
And to that point also, Erica, you have everybody crying. Tears. I see Samantha wiping tears. And everybody felt it. But as I said, for Peter, same for you. Look at you now, glowing as you grow, shaping your own future, building that legacy for you and those kids, that little baby that you couldn't breastfeed when you were there on the bed. You see, it's not the same day as I'm going to use a lot of quote tonight. And the same day leaf go water bottom me rotten. You understand? So when you plant a seed, it takes time to germinate and grow. Same thing with this business. When you go for a job, When you go for a job, they're going to ask you questions. You're going to have to fill forms. You have to give your email, your phone number, everything. And then they determine if they want to hire you. For this business, it's way simpler. Way simpler. You taking charge of your own life, your own legacy, shaping your own future for you and your kids and your family. Look, when Samantha mom called her, you know, she can say, Mommy, the fridge money coming or the TV money coming. This is what is happening here, guys. And it's just powerful, powerful stories, guys, powerful.
You know what touched me
Oh.
about it too, Barbara? I remember when I was a child growing up, like, me not see my mother at all. And me look at how Erica is home with her girls, them. And you see, girls, I can tell you this, because it's 10 of us my mother have, and I know what it is like to be alone. It's not a good thing for a girl to be alone. Abuse happen when children are alone. People take advantage of you when children are alone. And to watch, like, cause I've known Erica from day one when she started this business, and to see it transition, it's truly amazing. And like me and Erica are very close, so we talk, you know. So me look at the kind of mother that she is. And if every single same thing for pet, we are then shelter their children. And if we growing up when we did younger could have that, can you imagine like how better our lives would be? A lot of things that happened to us would have never happened to us. And then for no so they can spend more time with their children, you get to shape them in a kind of person you want them to be. Then can grow up God-fearing, then learn to read them Bible, then get to sit more in a them book, you know, you teach them good mannerism. Them there's something there, I know something where me used to, and we can almost talk for all of we not used to that, because so we parents then did have to go work for find the bread and the butter and the cheese. And for no say a business like this can give that to them for them protect their children is truly an amazing thing. That's why even though I'm almost 40-year-old, I've never ever thought that I would ever have children if I'm not financially stable. I will never do it. I refuse to. And the reason why is because me know I'm mad. And I could never have a child and not be there to physically protect the child. And when we look at parents like Erica and Pet and even Lisa, we have younger children now and can provide that shelter and umbrella for them. This is one of business will make me change my views on a lot of things in life because of what it provides. No 9-to-5 will ever do that. None.
Exactly. And I can remember when I saw Lisa's ad, and the day I was at a low place in my life, and I was like praying, God, just show me something, because as a realtor, certified real estate agent, certified nursing assistant, me drive Uber, me drive Lyft, me do DoorDash, me do Instacart, everything. And COVID came, went to Jamaica, a daughter failed 9th grade miserably. I felt so bad because I took her from here, that they were doing online school, and I took her to Jamaica, and she failed, although she couldn't go to school, but I was just, it was like on my conscience. I was the one, and she was just crying. So she has to work so hard so she could graduate to go to college. Listen, because it depends on your GPA, you can't graduate from school. And so she has to work. She put in that effort so she could graduate from college. She's now a business owner also, because I gave her the business on her 18th birthday. And I can't remember when I saw the ad, I need to go back. When I saw Lisa ad, and I went to school to pick them up, because from the day I saw this business, I've never worked for nobody again, period. Let me put this out. From the day, 3 years and a couple of months, I have never, I sit in my little corner and I push my business. I literally push my business. So my first year was a smooth year for me. Really smooth year. Really smooth year for me. Because I didn't have a 9-to-5 grind, so I could just concentrate on my business. But when I saw the ad, and I put my husband, whatever, and do what I have to do, try call Lisa Marie Samuels, no Lisa, no answer. I was so scared. She got to Lisa, says she teacher. I may call Lisa, I say, the scammer girl with my money. I mean, can't, I mean, can't get to Lisa. Till about 2 hours after me, I got a message. Congratulations. And you know, that burden was lifted. But in the meantime, I showed it to my 14-year-old daughter at the time, and she said, Mommy, this is what she said. Remember the Bible tell you a child shall lead. And she said, Mommy, I don't even have to go to college. That was all I want to hear. At that time, I showed it to her, and she said, Mommy, I don't even have to go to college. When my other daughter, as soon as she reached 18, she came to me in the morning and she said, Mommy, remember your promise. And I was, what is it you want? And she said, Mommy, the business. My daughter is a business owner from the age of 18, and this is still the business that is sending her to college. Imagine your child is doing cybersecurity engineering. You're paying out a pocket because of this business. And that was the same child that had leukemia. So guys, listen, yeah, listen. This is it. This is it. And we're not even ready to start about the freedom. So we're gonna go, Jermaine, you're the only gentleman. We're gonna leave you for last. We're gonna go to Jody. And Jody, guys, Jody is the youngest coach in the Jamaica, right here. She's one of the youngest coach, and she had taken this business by storm. Floor is yours, Jody.
Oh God, I'm gonna take my story here. I'm not sure no one, but that's okay. Good night, good day, wherever you guys are watching from. My name is Jody Lewis. Bana Yard, like my fellow business owners, and come a foreign, you know, just to find a better way. My father, my mother come up here, she come first, then my sister, and then I came. And like most immigrants, when you come foreign, you either land into caregiving, or you clean house, or you do restaurant work. I may do every single one of them. And it's not something where me that go do long term, but then when you realize say you're in it for a couple of years now, and it start to affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, you say, yeah, this is not it. You understand? For do this year after year after year. But me, the way out for me was to go back to school, because I that them teach you, I that them tell we. Nobody not teach you for run business and start business, you know. Them say go to school, get an education, spend all of this money and come out in a debt, and you still a try to find another way, still back in the grind. But anyways, I that made it them teach me, so that me do. And I was doing living caregiving 7 days a week. So never have a life, you know. My life was my patient, me and her a friend, best friend. And, you know, I did a lot of things on the job. I bought a car while I was on the job. I got my license when I was at the job. All these accomplishments on the job, right? But went back to school, and it was in the last year of getting my degree that my mother, she discovered this business on YouTube. So she brought it to my attention, and just like most of us, if not all of us, I was very skeptical. I said, Mommy, don't know what this is going to show me, but me no know about no online, nothing. She said, no, man, just check it out and try it. You never know. You just see for something where you can do. If not, you leave it alone. I said, okay. But me never peer in mind. I didn't get into it right away. But you see, when your circumstances are really what drives you to try things and get out of what you're in, that is what led me to try this business, right? And one night I was around my desk at work, come here to school, I'm there at work. And on one late night, I'm say, you know, I gotta check out this business, you know. So I sign up, I watch the information session. And my father is still back home in Jamaica. And it was a Filipino lady. Fear story did resonate with me. She had her family back home, and she did attack, and I said she never have money for send back to her family. I right away me I think about my father. You understand? Because me being the oldest out of two, I feel the burden to take care of my parents. I have no kids. So my parents are basically my kids. You know, I think And I think ahead, I think about how I gotta take care of them, or we need to set up them future for them and them, retirement for them. I want them retirement to be smooth. And when you're in a caregiving in there, you kind of get that, you understand how it going on when your parents them get all and all of these things. So I think. So when she had talk and I talk about her family, and then she was crying, and me start crying because I know she can send money to her family. And me I say, God, that me want for can do. And me I say, me I gotta pay this one. Me I gotta pay this money. Sorry. I don't know if I did supposed to say that. But so I did take the leap of faith, and I came in and I saw the abundance that everybody was living. And you see, when you're not used to seeing people living a certain life, you're skeptical, but at the same time, you get fearful. But then we did have this feeling inside of me was say, yeah, this is it. This is it. Me never know what. But me see people like me, what did I struggle? Why do nursing? Why do caregiving? Why teacher? Why a nail technician in here? And then I share them story about who not retire, who not take care of family, who not send for family, who not buy house. Some me say them wait there. Then how me just know about this? Where has this business been all my life? So I say, all right. I call my mother and I say, Mommy, yeah, this is it. This is the business. This what make we do it. I was so excited because I did see my future in everybody else. I see that this was something that I could do. It never discriminate. It never look like a certain amount of people can do it, because everybody from all age group, all background is in it. And today, November 18, November 6, make 2 years I'm in here. And it was this month that I stopped working as a caregiver as well. No longer working as a caregiver. To God be the glory. Thank you, thank you. And if somebody did tell me, say, me when I stop work after 2 years, me then cuss them and plead the blood and do every single thing what I could I do and say, don't turn a light on me. Because this business, it is doing so much for me. I have so many things what I think about what I want to do. What I never think me then can think about what I do probably in the next couple of years. I feel so much lighter, so relaxed. My mom is not working since me and her come back from we trip to Disney. She now work from them time till now. And I am able to help her to pay for her bills. I take care of my father in Jamaica, because you know how it rough down there. And I am just so elated. If I could I scream from the mountaintop and tell people for coming at this business, I would. We don't gatekeep. We don't love everybody, especially we are for coming here, because we know, we understand when you come from foreign, come from yard for come foreign, for start over. It's not easy. You live the same hand to mouth. You understand? Yeah, people who talk about them want to go back a yard. You know when people talk so, the struggle is real. I'm telling you. Hear the sound of my voice. Come check out this business. Faith over fear. If you are afraid, that is a good reason to come in here, because if you make the fear cripple you, I'm telling you, you're going to be stagnant and you're going to stay right where you're there. It is okay to be skeptical. It is natural. It is just an emotion. But at the same time, you have to make a move. Just like all of we make a move. All of we in the same situation. All of we did in a similar situation, same boat. What's better for ourselves or our family. All me can tell you to do is just come in. No worry about it. We help you. We guide you. We show you what to do. None of we never know what to do when we come in here. But we know where we wanted to go. We know where we wanted to be. And that's all you need. You just need the desire for a dream. You dream whatever dreams and goals you have. You're not going to get there unless you just sit there and wish and wonder and hope. Right? You have to take the leap of faith and come in. Come in and put the time in the night. 1 year, 2 year down the line, either your hours reduced for your job, or you have enough can do this, or you have enough can do that, or like Sammy and me, you stop work, whatever it is, this business is will take care, right? Okay, so that is my story. Thank you.
And Jody has been #1 on our leadership board. Congratulations on that. It's like,
Thank
Sam
you.
said it. We see it every week. We have our little mastermind and we come on to see the top leaders. And we always see other cultures and we don't discriminate. We say, yeah, man. But when we see our own, wow. And when we see 2 of our own, what
Wow.
a thing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
one thing, that I love that you said, Jody, is we weren't taught, and I could probably talk for everybody. We didn't know about business. We don't know about investment. I didn't even know about computer. I don't know about social media. When Barbara came in, I was basically trying to help her out with look something. And she's like, oh, Lisa, I didn't know about nothing. Like, I don't know how to do anything, right? And we had the desire to learn because we saw our family's situation. We saw our own situation and we chose that is not going to be the end of my story. I'm going to rewrite. The pen is in your hand to rewrite your own story. How are you going to rewrite it? Are you going to sit down in the cycle, keep going over and over again? Or are you going to take charge of it and say, I'm going to rewrite the story? And I love that because we weren't taught it. And people think, oh, they must be experienced. No, even now, I still don't even know how to change the time on my computer. But guess what? It doesn't mean I'm not being a successful online entrepreneur. So you don't have to have the technology. You don't have to be techy. You don't even have to know much about anything, but you have to have the desire to learn.
Let me tell you what my parents teach me for do my father. Cane, me used to tie cane like me crazy to get me little money. That's the entrepreneurship I know. Cane. My father go in and burn the cane, tap it. Me go in and me take the cane sitting and me tie cane and make my money. Look at me now. Look at us. Our struggles were real. We are still not where we want to be, but we know we are getting there. We are way better than how we were. And this is a testimony because this business will work for all of us. And if it work for us, why won't it work for you?
One thing I want to drop in, right? Sorry, Jeremy, and sorry for cut you. Jody said something and I lie. But me, I go put a little point on what Jody say. Yeah, so when you go get a new 9 to 5, everybody congratulate you. I was like, oh, that's amazing. Run go start one business and so what happened? Okay. Like, okay. And I feel like, you see, with us, we whole family dynamic a change. You realize? Like,
Yeah.
you young, you don't have no kids yet. When you have kids, you think you're going to tell a pitney if you're going to get a 9 to 5? Absolutely not. You're going to tell a pitney, say, hey, come sit down beside me, I'll teach you how to do this. The same way how Barbara bought her daughter a business when she was 18 years old. Same thing Erica going to do. Pet everybody, Jeremy and Lisa. Can you imagine? It is an amazing thing. It changed a whole generation to come. And because robots take away jobs them, you're creating a business for you and your kids. Amazing, man. It's just amazing. Yeah.
And it's definitely a mind shift from what we were taught because we were taught, like Jody said, go to school, get your education. How much years am I going to stay in school and even now, I'm not even going to lie. So I went to school to finish my degree in my teaching because it's something I always dreamt of doing. And my sister's like, what you do? I'm like, I just want to finish it. And she's like, give me the money that you're giving to school because your business is going to give you more money than whatever you're going to graduate from. And she made a valid point. Even though I'm going back to school to get this degree, even if I do go into the workplace, guess what? My business is giving me more financially. So this go to school, get an education that we're taught and programmed, clocking in 9 to 5, do this, do that. And just like Erica, I love the teaching, I love the teaching. But even though I love the teaching, I saw how it was affecting my children because I never had time for them. I came home, I'm tired. They're trying to tell me stuff. I'm like, shower, eat, bed, right? Now I have the time freedom to do any and everything with them, to spoil them because guess what? I was never spoiled. So I love it when people are like, oh, you just spoil. Yes, I'm going to spoil them because I was never spoiled, right? But that's what that's what the business can do for us.
But you know something, to Lisa, doctors and teachers and lawyers don't have the freedom that we have. Heck, they don't even make half our money what we make. And that we said that humbly. I have 4 years left of veterinarian school to do, and my mother-in-law don't pay me if you go back, go do it. Big up yourself, mamsel. But listen to me not see myself going back to veterinarian school, go sit down. Me do my bachelor's already, and that was 4 years, $4 million. I mean, like, what? I've never made 100,000 Jamaican dollar with that degree, no. Never once, you know?
Never.
Never once. And me look like, okay, so me if you go sit down back in one classroom again, 4 years, finish the doctors of veterinary medicine. And then when you ever Google how much of it make, you can go Google it for all our viewers. Go and Google it. As a first-year resident, how much do you make as a veterinarian? $5,000 a month. $5,000 is that what we're making our business a day. You know, so it's
5,000 Jamaican dollars or US?
no man. Yeah, Canadian. Canadian.
Canadian.
Canadian side.
Okay,
Me dey Google it, but it's a joke. And 8 years degree now. 8 years, you know. So, and veterinary medicine is a little bit harder than MD medicine because you have to study a certain kind of psychology and behavior patterns because animals cannot tell you we're hurt. And for that reason now, you might find that it's a little bit more difficult. So me, if you go sit down in a classroom, like me 35 now, me a 40-year-old when me done school, and then what me have to show for it? Lifting up cow and puss and dog, and me love it. Don't get me wrong, me love animals and me would really enjoy doing it. But me not going to spend money for that for 5 years, 4 years more of my life. To make $5,000 a month? Absolutely not. No.
And I love that. It's the same thing. It's like, what? Why are we killing off ourselves for the 5,000 when our business is doing that
And
in a
status
day
too, and titles.
and title? Because we like to see the titles, right? All right. As Barbara said, Jermaine, you're the only man. Are you the only Jamaican coach? Yes. As a male? No, you're not. No, you're not.
No.
But it's nice to see because even back then we didn't see males, you know, stepping up, right? And when you came in, I was like, yes, bro. And I was, I've been following you, and it's so nice to see your story as well. So go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us your story.
Yeah, man,
Pick up yourself, Jermaine. We just want to pick him up. I'm a brother from yard.
It's an honor and a privilege. It's an honor and a privilege, to be in the presence of, such, beautiful women, just representing, the women of the island, So, all of us, I think, listen to everybody's story. We all have one of those that day that turn your life around. I always say that. That day that turn your life around. And, if you're watching this and maybe you're not starting this business yet, maybe you haven't had one of those days yet, but let our story be an inspiration to you. So you don't have to wait until you have, one of those days, because those days is when you're kind of like, you're at the end, when you're at the brink and you say, boy, enough is enough. Enough is enough. So I'm going to start, before I share my story, I'm going to start with a little story. So there was this man sitting on his porch with his dog, and a passerby walking, just walking by, noticed that the dog are moaning and groaning. So curious, him said to the owner, said, boy, why is the dog moaning and groaning? And the owner said, well, because him lay down on a nail. So the passerby said, boy, so why him not get up and move, And the owner said, boy, he's not hurting enough to move. Him just hurt enough to moan and groan, right? A lot of us are in that situation where we are moaning and groaning. We're on the nail. We're on the nail. It has squeezed we are moan, we are groan, right? But it's like you know what, get up and move. So my story, my journey in this online business started, I don't know, somebody background on am I background or here like I hear something?
I think Barbara, can you mute? Thanks.
Yeah, man. So my story started in, I started this business in 2020, but 2019 is when things kind of take a shift for me, right? Because in 2019, my second son, started having seizures, right? And I was at work, Simone was at work, Simone had just started a new job. And we got a phone call from the daycare, said, boy, we need to come because, our son is having seizures, and they already called the ambulance, right? So, I was the first one to get there, so me rushed there. And when I got there, he was already in the ambulance. They had sedated him and a whole bunch of stuff, right? But long story short, him end up in a sick kids hospital in Toronto. Them did a MRI scan of his brain, right? And them a look on this kid and say, how is this kid even functioning? Because he shouldn't be functioning, right? His brain was just inflamed, right? And he was admitted immediately, right? And he was 2.5 years old at the time. Kid who was young, active, running around, everything like that, to just like that, unexpected, when life throw you them curveball there, but them curveball you never ready for, you never plan for. That was the situation, because I watched this 2.5-year-old kid who was running around get to a point where him can't even walk anymore, because it was so severe that it shut down his right side. So he lost use of all of his, his right side, his whole right side, went dead, right? And what we thought was just like going to be like a checkup, like turned out to be 3 weeks in the hospital. So Simone had just started that job. She had to quit the job. She had no time off or anything like that to apply for, right? So she had to quit, right? And then I had to take unpaid time off from what I was doing as well. So, me, Simone, and the two baby them in the hospital for 3 weeks, we never had much savings to begin with. So fast that done, right? But we had good friends, right? We had, a church family who was, there for us. Some of them was cooking and stuff. So I would leave, go pick up some food, come home, or, once a week, twice a week, I'm driving home and doing the laundry and going back. But that was our life for 3 weeks in the hospital. But what that prepared us, or what that showed us, was that we had time in the hospital to kind of evaluate the financial situation. And we said, boy, I'm here longer than Simone. I came here in 2005, right? I said, yo, me there work over the years and I try different things. Because that's how I'm always ambitious. I'm looking for something, I just want that thing, I not get comfortable. So I'm always looking, so I'm trying multiple different jobs. And so when I'm in the hospital, I'm evaluating, I said, boy, I not have no savings, and we up here, so we are work so hard. I want to have nothing for sure feet, I say, yo, no, something need to change. We need a solution, right? So 2020 now, me stumbled up on an ad, right? I talk about this online business, and this couple was sharing how they were also deeply in debt, and how the business had helped them, and again, like everybody else, skeptical, afraid, but me have a desire for change, because one thing was obvious: what we were doing was not working. And we know that if we continue down that same path, that was going to be our life until we're dead. Just a work, and have nothing for sure faith, right? So that desire for something different caused me to click on the ad. And, when we attend the workshop, and me see all of these people who are immigrants just like us, sharing where they came from, where they started, and how their life had changed. And I'm saying, but hold on, like these people, right? Some of them not even can speak good English, and the business I work for them. Some I say, well, to me too, man. This must can work for me too, right? So, so I took it, I brought it to Simone, because again, after that experience with our son, we didn't want to put them back into the daycare again. We were scared. We didn't want to put them back into daycare. So Simone was home with the boys, and I'm like, okay, this is a good work from home thing that she can do. But Simone was even more skeptical than me, right? But she was supportive. And I say that to say this, because sometimes some people want to do the business, and a spouse kind of hinder them, right? Simone was skeptical, but she was respectful of my decision to say, hey, you know what you are doing, right? And I'm going to support you in this, right? So if you're watching this, and maybe you're handling because of a spouse, at the end of the day, like if the dream is yours, it was given to you for a reason, and your spouse must be respectful of enough to say, okay, you're an adult, right? I not believe in that thing, yeah, but I respect you as my spouse and allow you to do that, right? So she did that, and we started the business, and I have to say, boy, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing for us, One of the greatest accomplishments is this house that we're sitting in right now today, because for the longest time we were here working, and this is Canada, I'll forget a proof your mortgage, me I tell you, it's almost impossible, right? And we have been trying to get approved and to combine income, and just, nothing significant to really, buy anything, especially in the Ontario, so we were even thinking about relocating, and, to have a family and to relocate them. It's not easy, right? But thankful, but thanks be to God, Last year we purchased this home with the income, the extra income supplementing or from the business supplementing our income. We were able now to qualify for a big enough mortgage now to purchase our very first home here in Canada. And I'm saying it's just been a blessing. Before this business, Simone will tell you, if she was here, she would say, boy, before this business there was no hope. We were just living day by day, just that's it. Nothing to look forward from. And that's what I think, more important than money, right? It's the hope that this business has given to people in this community. If they say, boy, like there's actually light at the end of the tunnel, right? There's a way out, right? So I'm appealing to you, especially if you're a man, man in the business too, right? Come check the business out, man. Because as a man, we're the provider. We're the provider, right? We're the hunter, right? And we provide that security there for your family and whatever the case may be, right? I know that, yes, we want to go out there and do the physical, whatever the case may be, but, it's 2024, going to 2025, there's a smarter way to go about it. We are here as coaches, we all started, just getting the information, right? And looking at it, and as the rest of the people, the team here said, we're here to, the journeys, we're here to support each other, right? Because we all want to see each other win, so yeah, man. So that's my story, and I'm grateful to be here, and to be a part of this, life-changing, business.
Wow, thank you so much, Jermaine, for sharing that. Oh my goodness, I know a few things about your son, but I didn't realize that it was that intense, right? And that's when you had to question yourself, and say, no, I have nothing saved. I can't even take time off to actually take care of my family, right? Don't wait till that time. Don't wait till that time. And one thing I just keep hearing from every one of us is resilience. We didn't have the best of life. We didn't grow up with the golden spoon in our hand and our mouth, but we were resilient. And we said, you know what? I'm going to try this thing and I'm going to see it through. Because we could have tried it and we could have stopped. Many do. But we decided that we're going to push through. And even if we didn't see something in the first year, even if we didn't see something in the second year, we continued pushing through until we finally saw the breakthrough. And honestly, Jermaine, I keep watching your story and I keep saying, come on, brother. Okay, brother. Okay, brother. And I'm so happy to see how far you've come. And one other thing that you mentioned is having that supportive spouse, and I think even for Samantha, because before it was only Samantha, I saw doing her ads and all of a sudden I see your husband, I said, yes, having the support of the spouse is so nice. And even if they're skeptic too and they don't believe it, at least they respect you and they know, you know what, I trust you with it. So thank you so much for that, Jermaine. Barbara, don't forget to unmute. You have to unmute, Barbara.
These stories, these testimonies, you never go to church, you want people to tell you about where they're coming from. And, the change that because of them faith in Christ, the change that happened in their life. Guys, when I listen to all your story and remember my story, I realize that I'm not alone. We are not alone. There are persons out there who are now listening to us who our stories is going to resonate with them. And some of them is even worse. And trust me, as Erica said, she want to stop. Because if we continue, we're not finished tonight. Literally not finished tonight. All right. And this is one thing I want to point out to about the community that we are in. I have never, ever met Peter Gay. Peter Gay, I need to pronounce your name properly. I have never met Petra. I have never met Samantha, never met Erica, never met Jermaine, never met Jody, but I have met my mentor, Lisa Marie Samuels. We slept in the same bed for the first time in Japan
and Thailand.
In Thailand.
2 Jamaicans. Where were they?
Which one on a snore? Which one on a snore?
Miss Snore, no. A lot.
Guys, and we made our own food because
I
when we
cook
went down there,
every day.
every day, Barbara roll up the dumpling.
Yeah, in a Japan,
Barbara say, "What up?
Thailand.
You not know
And
that?"
no, Paulette is listening right now. She's somewhere here live. Paulette and I go to school together, and Paulette was in Japan with us also. I haven't seen Paulette for 20 odd years until I met her in Japan. She saw me doing the business. She came on board, and I met her again. Saw her in Japan, in Thailand. And trust me, people that look at say all of us know each other. We don't know each other. All right. And we are like sisters, we lift each other up. If I have an issue, I can reach out to anybody and I know I'm gonna get the answer I'm looking for. I can just send a text. All right. Because all of us want to see each other grow. We want to see each other shape up that legacy for our family and our family and our for our kids and our grandkids, and to help others along the way. When a family start a new family start this business because they saw my ad or any of us ad, how happy it is, how nice it is, because somebody's life, while you pursue, whilst you don't give up, somebody's life is gonna change. And this is so fulfilling. For me as a coach, trust me, when I started and I realized that, especially with me, my papa teeth. You know, remember how me used to work about my papa teeth? When you make money, you care about teeth. If me alone, the rest of them come out. In a business. Me say, trust me, I do not care. I get it a lot. And it just pushed me more. It just pushed me more because I can tell you, this man was a Pepsi company. The man that won Pepsi, the first year, I think he sell only 3 Pepsi. Look at Pepsi now. Look at Pepsi now. So guess what now? One of my teeth gone. But that now stop me from make my money, and that now stop me from push, because my kids and my grandkids, I don't want to see them struggle like I did. I don't want to see them moving from a house to a house like every 6 months. And this is what I'm determined to make sure this happens. I left Jamaica. I won't even go there until Lisa asks the other question.
Well, I was just saying to myself, we've pretty much covered the last question. A lot of people are skeptic, and skeptic is okay. A lot of people say it's scam, but you've already heard, the substantial thing that this business has done for us. Sam says her mom could call her at any time and the bill's already covered. I remember a story. Her mom only wanted to go to Cuba, of all places, just Cuba, and she was able to bring her mom to Cuba. Petake, the joy that it brought her to bring her whole family on vacation. Someone who was first having assistance just to survive and live, right? Erica, oh my goodness, being there for her young ones as well. Being in the nursing field, saying this can't be my life, this can't be it. Jermaine, the very house he's in right now, doing his interview from, just because of this business. And Jordy, taking your mom, I remember that live that you took your mom to Disney and she was so excited, and just coming back from Disney, and she didn't even have to work another day in her life because this business did that. Plus prior, because trust me, we all pray, right? We all pray, we persevere, we're persistent, we had patience, and we put in the prior. And Barbara, I know you always say the same thing. Now she has a home that I'm going to be taking a vacation back home in. Yes, I already told her I'm coming, right? And she's now Airbnb, Samantha too, Airbnb back home. This is what the business can do for us. And I thank you all for sharing the story. Barbara, I'm going to leave you to wrap it up.
All right, so I need to share this. As I said, I used to move in Jamaica. When I left, I came here 2014 because my daughter had leukemia. That's the same one that has the businesses after college. And when I was leaving, I have to put everything I have in one room and give away some because I was in a rented house and I couldn't afford to pay rent for the whole house. Plus, my landlord called me one day and said, "No want the rent in a Jamaican money anymore. You want in a US dollar," and she still live in Jamaica. So what I had to do, I had to call my son-in-law and said to him, "Listen, I'm gonna send her a letter telling her I'm giving up the room, and you ask her to rent it, and I'll send you the money." That's what I had to do. No, I can't tell you. When I go to Jamaica, I don't even know where to sleep. I don't know which room to go in, because of this business. Because of this business. So, guys, listen, a lot of people in my hearing, in my voice, know my story, know where I'm coming from. But the fact is, when I can go home and I'm just so comfortable. Next Sunday, I'm coming across the Toronto for the first time. My family, we're going to drive across the border. I'm going to stay in Canada for 2 days. And then on the 4th, I left to Jamaica for 3 weeks. Who but God? Who but this business? All right, guys, you can change your life if you're really determined to change your life. We are not special. I couldn't even make a post on Facebook. I have to reach out to Lisa Marie Samuels, my mentor. No, it's like I shut my eyes and do it because our system provide all of that support, that guidance and everything. Guys, if you're hungry for change, like all of us was, what are you waiting on? This is it. This is a time to take charge of your own destiny, your own life, and write it in, in stone. Just write it there so you know what? You don't have to worry about, God forbid something happen tomorrow morning, you don't have to worry about what will happen. We thank you so much.
And I know, Barbara, everybody always says that we're not special and we're ordinary, but I think it takes real special people and real extraordinary people to have that mindset shift. That's all I'm going to say. We're the special ones because many people hear about it and they don't take that step. It takes somebody really extraordinary and really special to make that change. So make yourself be that special person. Make yourself be that extraordinary person. And yes, like Barbara is going to say, thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, We Are Set the Trend episode 2 will be loading. Thank you all. Peta Gay, Samantha, Jody, Jermaine, Erica, thank you so much for your time. And guys, thank you, followers. Reach out to any of us for more information. Thank you.